I am down on the land today with the Break the Internet famous Ozark Trail Wallmart pocket knife featuring D2 steel and a crossbar lock. It's been a pretty good knife for EDC and it comes in at 10 bucks. Now, all of the information will be in the description below, and subscribe to the channel for a full review and other reviews on high value knives. But today we're going to be putting it through a torture test. We're doing a lot of different knife tasks, some pretty heavy duty, like starting off with cutting a seatbelt. Let's see how it does. Oh, no problem whatsoever. And this will be kind of a sharpness test we can do after we start batoning wood and stabbing a ton of stuff. One of the first tests we're going to do is not only stab a car tire, but cut through it. And man, this thing slices like butter. Now, this is a good test because we do have wire reinforcement inside the tire, and this has no problem slicing right through that. Definitely working out great. We are going to now cut the seat belt from the bottom here and see if we still retain sharpness. That's going to be one of the kind of continued tests. Yep, and it slices right through that. No problem whatsoever. Very impressive. Let's continue to test this knife. Next up, we're just going to kind of cut some kindling to see how that performs, and it feels still very sharp enough to get that small little pieces to start a fire. After that, we are going to do a quick tip test, and we're going to see if this knife loosens up as we continue to use it. We want to see if any of the hardware comes loose, if the blade dulls over time, stuff like that. So we are going to stab in and bend over. That's doing really well. And that tip looks really good. Nothing rolled over or broke on it. Stab it a little bit deeper this time. And this is also testing that blade lock up in here, making sure everything's good to go. But yeah, that tip is looking pretty good. Next test, we're going to try to baton some wood. Now, a knife like this is not really designed to do something like that, but I do want to see if it's performance and if we snap something off. But that worked surprisingly well. If we get small enough pieces off the side, you can actually baton wood pretty darn good with that. So, yeah. That is pretty darn awesome. We'll give it one more chunk. We took a bigger chunk this time. But yeah, guys, that is working out really good. We're going to do this a couple more times just to make sure nothing loosens up. Oh, we ain't batoning through that. Not with a pocket knife. We hit that little twig coming out of the side there, little knot. And we got another knot right there, but cut through that one. So far, guys, this knife is doing really well. Let's test the sharpness again after some of these little tests right here on the seatbelt and see if we lost any edge. So the only thing I've seen so far is we are wearing off that finish. That is wearing off the finish on the blade when we batoned wood, but not when we stab the tire. So something to consider. We will cut that. And yeah, I mean, maybe a touch harder, but really, this is just, no, it's slicing right through it. No issues with the sharpness of this blade. Let's continue to beat it up. The action is still smooth. Everything is working great on this knife. Now we're going to cut some cardboard, and then we'll go through and stab some other stuff. So at this point, I just want to see how sharp this is. Cardboard is definitely tough on a knife over time. And now at this point, I'm just going to stab a bunch of stuff and we'll do a final test. We've got a suitcase right here. Oh yeah, that is tough. I don't know what this material is. Bend it? Okay, my cameraman is telling me to bend it around, which was a good idea. This was like made in the 80s or 70s or something. All right, we're just gonna keep walking around and cutting things. Whatever I see. Oh, a wasp. I think I missed him. All right, we're gonna cut a car tire again. And we're gonna try that seatbelt right there. And that's still, all right, so we may have lost just a touch of the edge, but it's still cutting really, really well. Yeah, I think we might have lost just a touch of the edge. Finally it needs to be resharpened. So that was a pretty good test to see. And we definitely lost just a touch of the edge somewhere on that knife, but overall it's still fairly sharp. We've done the cardboard since then. We stabbed through the suitcase, we cut some of the seats, and we've been running this knife pretty hard. In summary, this was a very extreme abuse, I think, for this particular knife, but it worked out really well for $10. The action is still pretty rock solid. We do have some loss of coating on the blade itself, but everything operates as it should, so no issues there. You can still finger flip it, reverse flip it, and overall I would confidently recommend this knife. There's actually no damage to the blade itself, and maybe we can get a close-up on the actual blade. There's no damage or nicks or dings. We just lost a little bit of edge, which is no big deal. I can run a sharpener over that and get it back up to sharpness because we didn't break the tip or nick the blade. So guys, this Ozark trail knife for 10 bucks is a good option. Definitely can recommend it. Is the end all be all for budget pocket knives? I don't think so, but it's definitely good for what it is. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.